going to show you how to replace the side view mirror on a Pontiac Grand Am GT. It's very similar to a lot of GM cars, Malibus, Cobalts, the like. It's all kind of pretty much the same process. The first thing you do is come in here and there's two little clips. You just pull the speaker out. There you go. There's one, and there's two. These two little clips here hold the speaker in. Then you go ahead and you pull out. This is some insulation that they use for air and noise to keep things quiet. And if you look in here, you can see there's 3 screws. You got 1, 2, 3. I don't have a bolt on that one because I've actually already replaced this with a new one. But I'm just going to go ahead and redo this and show you guys how this is done. So screw 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to take off these 2 screws. They're 10 millimeters. I'm going to pull this out. We're going to disconnect the connector, and then we're going to re-put it back in. It's really a simple procedure. So camera person, take that. So hold it over here and show. You can see. So you have the connector here. You just pop that out. Make sure you don't lose this harness. You don't want this harness falling down into the door. Then you have to pull the whole door panel out, and that's going to be a pain. This is the electrical connector that goes ahead and operates from here. So you show down here. This is, that goes ahead and makes the mirror move back and forth. So now we go ahead and we're going to remove the 3 screws. These are 10 millimeter. Go ahead and loosen that up. Usually you loosen it up, get it loose, go by hand. Once again, you got to be very careful here. You don't want to drop the nut down into the door panel. This is what it looks like. If you drop it into the door panel, you're either going to have to get some new ones. You're going to have to pull this whole inside door panel off, and that's going to be a pain. And that's going to turn a 15-minute job into a 2-hour job. And who knows what kind of damage you'll do to your door panel at that point. So we'll go ahead here, get this loose. I'm just loosening it by hand. Again, very careful not to drop the nut. So when you get, there we go. So put that on the dash, and then that's it. And come around this side, you can see that's how it looks on the inside. This is a little piece of insulation they give you, and there's the 3 screws, and that's the mirror. This is your electrical connection. Come around this side, and you can see it wires through here. And that's how that goes through the center wire, center hole there, and then you just line the other 3 up. 1, 2, 3, there we go. And generally speaking, what I do is I do the lower one first. So you come back on this side, you can see it. I do the lower one first. That seems to give it the most stability because you don't want this thing falling down. Hand tighten that one, then grab the other ones. Then I go for the top one. And it's right up in here. A little tricky sometimes. You don't want to drop that nut. I've dropped that nut before into this door panel, and that taking a whole door panel off is a real pain. And now we got to find the 3rd nut, which is right over here. Same thing. Just be careful with that. This one is kind of tricky if it's on an angle, and you drop this, and we don't want to drop that. I've been there, done that. Just spin everything. Get everything hand tight. Once 3 of those are all hand tight, and you go ahead and grab your ratchet set, put it on the setting for righty tighty. 10 millimeter again. Go in here, spin it till it ratchet's ready to kick in. Tighten it up, not too tight. Again, you don't want to tighten these up too tight, because these are embedded in plastic on the mirror, and so whenever you have steel into plastic, if you over tighten the steel, obviously the plastic's going to be what gives. So I just go here, right there, that's good, hand tight, it's not going to go anywhere. You just want to tighten it up enough so that way when you're driving down the street, it's not going to bounce around. So that's good, that's good. That's good, and one more check on that one. And that's it. Okay, and then the next thing you do is you grab that insulation. Where's that insulation piece? Where did I put it? Oh, Insulation piece fell on the floor, people. Okay, this is the insulation piece here. Basically, you're putting this in here, and this is, you know, to keep out noise and wind. So you can see they have a little, this is where this cable would go through here. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just tuck that in there, and that's in there nice and tight. And then you go ahead and you plug in your cable connector. Now your cable connector is in. You can kind of stuff that back down in there underneath the door panel. So you've got all of that. And the last thing you do is you just line up your these two clips will line up. If you get those properly, you should be fine. One there and one there. Snap that into place, but let's see. This one's a little more difficult today than it usually is. There we go. Now we're all set. Now we go ahead and we turn on the car. And we just look at the here and verify. See the mirror, how it's moving? See? So we verified that it is working. So I hooked it up okay, everything's fine, speakers. That's it. That's it, we're done. Thanks for watching. I'm going to put some more videos on there showing you guys how to clean GM throttle bodies. I'm going to show you how to do evap canister things. I'm going to show you guys how to put suspension parts and lots of other things. Thanks for watching.